It's a week that is kind of stuck in between 2 weeks. It's a kind of a pancake week, meaning last week we finished up our series on the church, and it's next week being homecoming. I didn't really want to come in here and try to start a new series with us having to take a week or 2 off and then trying to jump back into it. So this week I kind of get to relax a little, I get to freestyle it a little, I get to reach into my hat full of sermon ideas, my bag full of sermon topics, and I just get to randomly just pull one out and just think, okay, well there's what I'm going to preach on this week. And it's like, if you're wondering, yes, I actually do have a notebook at home that is full of many sermon ideas. That's like every time I listen to a preacher, or it's like I read an article, or it's like I hear something on the radio, then I'm like, oh man, I need to jot that down. Let there be something good that I can preach later. And it's like Elizabeth and I are always shooting these ideas off of each other. That's like she'll come up with some ideas, or she's heard something and she'll come to me. That's like we're always constantly writing down all these ideas. And it's like I got a notebook at home that is full of sermon ideas. It's actually sermon series ideas. I've probably got 2 or 3 years worth of sermon series that I just haven't had time to get to. But this morning, we're going to talk about the topic of storms. It's like we're going to talk about storms. And so it's like I just want to throw out a quick look. This is a quick little question this morning. Was how many of you have ever unexpectedly been caught out in a storm? And so the key word is unexpectedly. How many of you have ever been caught out in the storm? Yes. I can remember getting stuck in a severe thunderstorm at the Waynesburg Extravaganza back when I was a little kid. I was probably 7 or 8 years old. But it's like there was rain, wind, there was lightning, there was even flash flooding. That's like, if you can name it, this storm had it. I mean, the wind was literally ripping tent stakes out of the ground, and tents were like flapping like flags in the wind. And I mean, I can still remember watching all these tent vendors, all these people was trying to hold their tents down. These people were trying to hold on to the ropes, trying to keep their tents from blowing away. And if you know anything about the city of Waynesburg, and it's like the Waynesburg Park, you would know that the river runs right through the park. And if you are familiar with Waynesburg, you know that that river is notorious for flooding. It floods so easy and it floods fast. Well, the river in the park that day rose up, and there was a mini flash flood in the Ridgeview Park that day. And so the thing that really stands out to me about this storm is that I can remember my dad having to carry me out on his shoulders, wading through water that was up above his knees, just to get back to our car. That's just a childhood memory that I have of getting stuck in an unexpected thunderstorm. And so then there was another time where we was at Busch Gardens, and we got stuck in a storm. And this storm was so bad that we literally had to go clothes shopping after to buy dry clothes and dry shoes. And I actually remember throwing my shoes in a dumpster because they were ruined. That's how bad this storm was. As if we actually ended up just getting a hotel for the night, and it's actually spending the night in a hotel just so we could get a hot, warm shower because we were cold, we were soaked, we were chilled, and so it would have been a 2.5-hour ride home. So we said, let's just stay in a hotel. And the worst part about that whole day was that we knew it was calling for rain, and we decided to go anyway. So it was kind of our fault. That story was not an unexpected storm. We just sort of knew some rain was coming, but we didn't know it was going to be quite that bad. And of course, it didn't start to rain just until we were on the opposite end of the park from the parking lot. And that day was just terrible. I mean, I think every time we go to Busch Gardens, it rains at least once. This past summer, this past summer, back on our vacation, we got caught in another one of those storms. But we've learned now just to go inside of one of the stores and just stay dry until the storm passes by. But this morning, that's not the kind of storm that I want to talk about this morning. This morning, I want to talk about a different kind of storm. This morning, I want to talk about life storms. I want to talk about those storms that you encounter in everyday life. Storms such as a bad doctor's visit, or an unexpected death of a friend or a family member. Maybe an unexpected divorce or separation that is not by your doing. Maybe it's some type of unexpected financial struggle, or maybe it's just some kind of trouble at your jobs. But I want to talk about those stormy seasons in your life, those unexpected storms that pop up in your life. As I heard a pastor say one time, that's like storms either do one of two things to you. Storms in life will either break you, or storms will make you unbreakable. That's like the choice is ours. Storms will either break us, or storms will make us unbreakable. The choice is ours. It's like the story we're going to read this morning is a story about a literal storm. This is an actual storm that happened. And this story is the story of when the disciples get caught out in a storm. And in the middle of the storm, right in the midst of the storm, Jesus comes casually walking by on the water. As the disciples are struggling to row against the wind, they are fighting this storm, they are fighting the wind, and their ship is being tossed. And it's in the middle of this storm, Jesus comes casually walking by without a care or a fear in the world. It's like Jesus calms the storm, and it's once again the disciples are left amazed. They are left with their jaws dropped, thinking, what in the world just happened? Who is this man? It's like the whole theme of this morning's sermon, just to kind of summarize this sermon in one sentence, would be, as like I gave you a sneak peek at this a few weeks ago, it's like I actually mentioned this in a past sermon, but the theme of this morning is what Jesus tells you in the day is still true in the night. Or to make it more in the context of our story this morning, what Jesus promises you in the calm is still true in the storm. What he promises us in the calm is still true in the storm. Let's return with me to the book of Mark, chapter 6. It's on page 737 in the Pew Bibles. But it's Mark chapter 6, and it's the story of when Jesus walks on the water. Mark chapter 6, verses 45 through verses 52. It says that immediately he made his disciples get into the boat and say, go before him to the other side to Bethsaida. And say, while he sent the multitude away. And say, when he had sent them away, he departed to the mountain to pray. Now when evening came, the boat was in the middle of the sea, and he was alone on the land. Then he saw them struggling at rowing, for the wind was against them. Now about the fourth watch of the night, he came to them, walking on the sea. And so there's an interesting little verse here. It says that he would have passed them by. And then when they saw him, walking on the sea. They supposed it was a ghost, and as they cried out, that's before they all saw him, as they were troubled. But immediately he talked with them and said to them, "Be of good cheer, it is I, do not be afraid." Then he went up into the boat to them, and said that the wind ceased, and that they were greatly amazed in themselves beyond measure, and it says that they marveled, for they had not understood about the loaves before their heart was hardened. Just a quick tidbit on that last verse. The previous story was when Jesus fed the 5,000 with the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. And this story takes place right after that. Jesus feeds the 5,000, and when he's done, he tells his disciples that's like to get into the boat. And that's why that little last verse is thrown in there, because see, at this point, his disciples still haven't totally grasped the concept that like Jesus is God. They're still kind of struggling. They still kind of got a little doubt. They still kind of got some unbelief. They haven't totally grasped the concept that that they are actually in the presence of God. And that truthfully, they don't truly grasp that until after his resurrection. And so even after that, the guys still kind of struggled with who Jesus was even after the resurrection. It took him a couple times visiting them to fully get past their unbelief. But it's the main thing we learn from the story about storms is that storms will come. Sooner or later, each and every single one of us, we will all face storms. Storms will come at us. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter if you're rich or if you're poor or if you're famous or if you're just an average Joe. Storms will come. Even Jesus' disciples faced storms. His disciples, they faced literal storms, and they also faced storms in life. And so what's interesting is this isn't the first time that these men go through a storm with Jesus. Back in 2 chapters previous is the story of when they are caught out in a storm. And so Jesus is asleep on the boat. And doesn't his disciples wake him up saying, "Lord, Lord, we're about to die. Please save us." And as Jesus stands up in it, doesn't he calms the storm. So this isn't even the first time these guys were caught out in a storm with Jesus. And it's like the lessons we learn from this story of a literal storm hold true when also dealing with life storms as well. There is a great parallel between natural storms and life storms, and that's kind of what I want to talk about this morning, is how the way we deal with unexpected storms of nature is the same way we deal with the unexpected storms of life. So we learned that storms can pop up unexpectedly, just like storms of nature. Storms of our life storms also pop up unexpectedly as well. Because think about it, that it wasn't storming when the disciples left shore. There was no way that, they did not know that a storm was coming. And doesn't get the disciples knew that a storm was going to come at night. And the chances are they probably would have waited until the next day. They probably would have waited until the next morning to set sail. But just like us in life, we don't always know when these storms are going to hit. We don't always know when the storms are coming. Because, see, there is a lot of parallels between storms of nature and storms of life. So that we see that storms will come, both in nature and both in life. And that's like these storms are unexpected. We do not know when these storms are going to happen. But it's this particular storm was a little different. This storm was different though. Because they look back at verse 45 a second. It says that the disciples did not set sail that evening by their own choosing. Verse 45 says that it was Jesus that told them to go out into the sea. Jesus is the one that told them to leave. Jesus is the one that sent them to the other side. It says that Jesus is the one that made them go. He is the one that told them, go out to the other side and said, I will meet you later. I will meet you tomorrow or something. You could argue then that Jesus is at fault here, or that Jesus is to blame for this particular storm, this current situation that the disciples are in. You can almost say that Jesus is to blame. You can say that God is to blame for the storm that they get caught out in. But before you start throwing the blame at Jesus or God here, just think about that for a second. Just think about that if Jesus is the one that sent them, then that meant that they were going to make it to the other side. Jesus told them to go to the other side, and they said, I will meet you later. Go to the other side. Jesus didn't send them to go out to the sea and to drown and die that night. It doesn't say that. This story says that Jesus sent them to the other side as if Jesus would meet them later. We're going to see that if Jesus sent them, this meant that they were going to make it. This meant that they was going to make it to the other side. Jesus did not send them out that night to simply to die and to drown. And so just like you and me, just like in my life, just like in your own life, Jesus does not send us out to drown. He does not send us out to die. He does not send us out to sink or swim. Jesus does not set us up to fail. Because see, what he promises us in the calm is also true in the storm. What he promises us in the light is also true in the dark. Does it honestly, we can stand here and as they argue who is to blame for this storm, and as we can argue who is the cause for this storm. Was it Jesus? Was it Satan? Was it the disciples? Was it their fault for not waiting? We can argue all these things, but it's at the end of the day, what does it really matter? Does it really matter whose fault it is? It's like it wouldn't matter except for the fact that for some reason, we as human beings always seem to have to be asking the question of why. We are always asking why. We are always trying to figure out why something happened. We are always trying to figure out why a certain storm popped up. We are always asking these kind of questions like, did I do something wrong? What the cause is? Is this storm my fault? Am I being punished by God somehow? We are always asking these whys in life. Every time a storm pops up, usually the first thing we ask ourselves is why? Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I'm being punished by God somehow. That's what we ask is kind of like that if we knew why this happened, somehow that's going to make the situation better. Maybe that'll make the situation a little easier to handle than if I just know why this happened. That's it. Now, sometimes it's good to ask why. Because sometimes our storm is a result of a decision we made. Sometimes our storm may actually be our fault because of something we've done. But it's because sometimes our storms actually are self-inflicted. Sometimes our storms are by our own doings. But that's a whole other topic for a different day. I say today we're just going to focus on those unexpected storms, those storms that we don't have any control over. But for the most part, we don't ever find out the reason why these storms happen. We don't always know the reason why these storms happen. These storms pop up unexpectedly, and so we may never know the reason to why these storms happen. But the one thing this story does make clear, it's like the one thing the Bible does make clear, is that in the face of storms, Jesus is walking in the storms with us. Jesus is walking in the midst of our storms. Jesus is walking in the midst of my storms. He is walking in the midst of your storms. Jesus is right in the middle of the storm. He's just casually walking by out on the water. He's just waiting for us to call out to him. There's again a little verse in the middle of that story that kind of sticks out strange, where it says that Jesus would have passed them by that night. That was until they called out to him. Jesus would have passed them by that night if they had not called out to him. But what is even still, Jesus was still right in the middle of that storm. He was still right there waiting. This story says that Jesus was up on the mountain watching them go through the struggle, just simply waiting on them for to call out to him, waiting for us to call out to him. And so the story says that once they called out to him, Jesus entered the boat, and the wind ceased, and it's like the storm ended. I mean, it was, all they had to do was just call out to Jesus. And so my question this morning is that actually I have two questions this morning. And so my first question is, do you have a storm? What are you going through? Are you going through a storm right now? Have you gotten a bad report from a doctor? Are you going through a relationship situation? Are you going through financial troubles? Are you going through a storm this morning? And if you are going through a storm this morning, what are you waiting for? What is keeping you from calling out to Jesus? What is keeping you from simply crying out to him? And so truthfully, that if you're like me, and there's the answer to that second question is, this is probably just selfish pride. All of us want to be able to handle our own problems. All of us would rather fight and sail against the wind than to call out for help. Because Elizabeth will be the first to tell you that I will never ask anybody help for anything. I never ask people for help. There's one of my downfalls. I will row against the wind, just like these disciples. I will fight against the wind without ever asking for help. But instead of fighting against the wind, instead of fighting against our own storms, we just need to look to Jesus. We just have to call out to him. Because see, only he can cease that wind. There is nothing we can do to cease that wind. We can't stop that wind. Only Jesus can stop that wind. And I heard a pastor describe Jesus as this. This pastor said that Jesus is the perfect gentleman. Jesus is the perfect gentleman. Jesus will never interfere in your life. That's until you ask him to. Because he is a gentleman. He will never interfere into your life. That's until you ask him to. All you have to do is ask. He is sitting there waiting. He is walking on the water in the midst of your storm, just simply waiting for us to call out to him. He is waiting inside of our storm. All we have to do is call out to him. We just have to swallow this selfish pride. We have got to ask for help, not only from others, but we also have to start asking Jesus for help, because there's all the disciples had to do. They just had to simply cry out. And so first they thought he was a ghost, which I think is funny how that is actually in the Bible. They actually thought that he was a ghost. And that's why they cried out, because they thought he was some kind of ghost out on the water, but it was Jesus. And the second they called out to him, it says that he boat and the wind ceased. People, he is waiting, he is watching, he is walking on water right in the midst of our storms. All we have to do is call out to him. That's so in closing this morning, that if you do have a storm, all you have to do is take it to Jesus. And if there this morning, you can walk up here to this altar and you can pray. You can pray with me and say, you don't have to be afraid of me. You don't have to be afraid of one another. That's like, always feel open to come up here and share your storm. Because I would love to pray with you. And if you're in the middle of the week, that's this Tuesday, Wednesday, or if it's Thursday night, and if you come upon a storm, you can always come to me, because you can text me, you can call me, you can Facebook message me, but always go to somebody about the storm. You can come to me, you come to one another, but it's more importantly,